Lee Greenwood sings that great song. He was on this show about 5 or 6 years ago singing that great song, and he's back now. Lee, great to see you again, sir. How you doing?
I am great. Hi, Stuart. Hi, Susan.
Look, I hear you're getting into the liquor business. You want to tell us all about that? I know you're trying to help veterans, but you tell me about the liquor.
Thank you. And it's an interesting tie. I toured this country for now, 35, almost 40 years. And one of the tours took us through Nebraska. I stopped for a while. I met a couple of great guys that were both veterans, one a Marine, one an Army. And they were telling me about the distillery in Nebraska, which makes great bourbon. And I was like, really? I said, I know my dad used to drink bourbon. He was in the Navy. We have some of it at home. I said, well, what kind of bourbon is it? He said, well, we won 2 gold medals back-to-back in international competition, and we'd like to have you part of our organization. He came to the house. We talked about it. This is almost 2 years ago now. And here we are last night with the launch of the Lee Greenwood Signature Bourbon Whiskey out of Omaha, Nebraska. It'll be all over the nation here very shortly. Most states now by Memorial Day. And by the way, happy Memorial Day.
Oh, excellently. Now, if I buy one of these bottles of liquor, your bourbon, how much of the purchase price goes to veterans?
Percentage is paid to 5 different charities. We have our own soldier charity as well called Helping a Hero. But the people here have 5 different charities they donate, most of which are in the Nebraska area.
Okay. How long ago, or I should say when, did you first record that song? It was 30, maybe 40 years ago?
Stuart, I wrote it in 1983. So the original recording was 1984 while I was on the MCA label in Nashville. And I was there 14 years. It was re-recorded again for Capitol Liberty, and that's when I released American Patriot, which is an album of all American songs. And of course, you know, 2001, it became prominent importance because of the significance of the terrorist attack. And it's been since recorded again one more time, and I have a new version of it coming out shortly as well.
You've been in the business nearly 40 years. Can you tell us what's the difference between the music business then and the music business now? Can you put your finger on a serious change?
Well, significantly, I would probably say technology has moved us along. We don't record the same way we used to. Instead of big studios, a lot of them have home studios. My musicians as well have their own Pro Tools at home. In 2020, that kind of served us well because the pandemic locked us out of studios and we couldn't do major recording. I think that may be the only significant. Otherwise, music is still good. It's still written by people who are very talented and artistic. Country music has moved a little bit to the right instead of the left, but you still have a lot of hat acts from Texas and Georgia who are making good country music. And here in Nebraska, we're making good bourbon.
Yes. I was just going to I wanted to close out with that. This is the Lee Greenwood edition of bourbon, right? I got that right?
Lee Greenwood Signature Bourbon Whiskey.
Signature bourbon whiskey. Got it.
Yeah, and if you want bourbon, they also make whiskey in a different version and also vodka. They have different kinds of drinks, but I really like the bourbon an awful lot.
Lee Greenwood, you're all right. And I'm sure your liquor's all right, too. Come and see us again soon and have a great Memorial Day weekend. Lee Greenwood. Good stuff.
And you, too. Happy Memorial Day, America.
Thank you, sir. Good stuff. Now this, it is the Memorial